So would you say any degree is needed to start for this role, or that's still kind of...
I would say that actually you make a really good point, Annie, in that if we're talking about AAA games specifically, because I will make a drastic difference between what a AAA game needs and what an independent game needs. Well, not needs, but like needs to get to land the job. They're very, very different things. AAA games are bigger companies that have job postings and descriptions that are very public that people apply to, and you get literally thousands of resumes sometimes. Getting into AAA games as a full-time sound designer is literally a game of Highlander. It is literally like there can be only one, and there might be a lot of really, really great people that we would love to hire, but we can only hire one of you, and we're crying on the inside because we can't hire everybody, right? And in that case, like, just because it's a corporate company usually, and that's how companies work, is they say, a bachelor's is, required or preferred, right? A lot of times what I would suggest is it's not a bad idea to go to school. And if you're going to get any degree as an audio person that's not a creative degree, and you're just going to a regular school and you don't really know what you want to do, I would actually encourage people to go get an electrical engineering degree. And you might think I'm crazy about that, but if you think about how audio hardware is made, everything in audio has to do with electronics. So whether it be speakers or microphones or guitar pedals or turntables, just like literally everything has to do with electronics. And like dealing with electrical signals is all audio, right? It's just the more hardcore version of it. And so as an electrical engineer, you can get a job as an electrical engineer and get paid a lot of money if you want to, or you can do your creative stuff do creative music while you're doing your degree and just amplify what you're doing as a creative, right? That might not be your immediate job, as you're, going through school. But then it sets you up really well because you have a degree that you worked really hard for, that you succeeded with. As a kid, your parents are pleased because you got a degree, and you not only got a degree, but you got a good degree. So you have your fallback plan. And then you go, hey, mom and dad, I'm going to go crazy and not make as much money as I could have immediately right out of school by using my electrical engineering degree for something that is really boring and rote and I don't want to do. I'm going to go make video games, right? I'm going to go make game sounds, or I'm going to go make lightsaber noises. And then you go fight for it, right? But then you're set up really, really, really well. And you have the ability to go do anything you want to do because you have got a bunch of head knowledge about it. Without dragging this answer way too further along, independent games are kind of a different beast in that a lot of that is making sure that you have the skill to make the content that's needed. And then it's literally running a small business where you're finding independent game developers and networking with those people, getting to know them and making sure that you're solving their problem, which is how audio fits with their game, right? If you're making a game, then you're trying to, again, communicate things or emote things. And as a sound designer, you're going, am I, through sound, communicating and emoting the emotions that this game needs? Go back to the Mario coin sound, right? Is this memorable enough? Is this repetitious enough? Am I, hooking people in? Is the music catchy so I can, want to play over and over and over again? Does it feel right? But that you don't need to go to school for that, right? You just start working and trying to get work for people. And that really is more about sales skill and about combining that with audio.
Are there any particular skills that you think are important for people who want to eventually be like you, working with dialogue?
Yeah, I mean, all the audio skills are necessary. I'm on the fence these days of whether to recommend somebody go to audio school or not.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a catch-22 because I think that like specific arts audio schools are not worth it for the thing that they promise their students, which is job placement.
Mm-hmm.
Because they can't promise that. And usually students coming straight out of school aren't going to get jobs in even when I was doing school, most of the metrics of people getting jobs were just flat out lies. They weren't true, and they were doctored numbers. But at the same time, audio schools are a really great place to actually like get your hands on the craft in a very low risk environment with teachers who are usually working professionals, right? it's very hard to just watch a bunch of YouTube videos and get good. But if you were to do such a thing, then, practice, and reach out and network with people and ask people online questions. There's a whole community of people specifically with game audio, like all over social media and the internet. And you can easily reach out to, audio directors and or sound design professionals and ask questions and go, hey, I, took a clip of my favorite movie and redid 5 seconds of it. Like, can you give me feedback on the tire squeal that I was replacing for a car here? Mm. Or can you give me feedback on this engine sound that I made? Right. But the audio skills are really a prerequisite for anything. So like understanding how microphones work, understanding how the just generalities of sound work, how to mix things, how to make content, which is all practice and repetition. For my position, then you come into like soft skills of working with creatives and understanding how to work with that dynamic, understanding how to talk to people, understanding how projects work and how to do pre-production to production to, post-production, how to work with different teams and different viewpoints than your own, and just how to manage people and projects overall. Working with actors for dialogue is its own just rabbit hole of stuff, because actors inherently, more often than not, require a lot, not hand-holding, but just we want to be soft and caring about the people who are giving these performances, because they're giving something out of their heart, trying to create something special with you, mm-hmm. right? And so it requires an inherent vulnerability to get yourself to a place to give good performances. And when you give a thing, you immediately want to get instant feedback as a performer and go, was that good? I don't know if that was good. Tell me it was good, right? And poor actors get rejected, period. Like they have to, go through the most hiring process of anyone, because every time that they get a new job, they have to go audition for it. And then they get rejected more often than not, right? And so everybody talks about the insecurity of actors, and they're like, well, you would be too if people just turned you down all the time, right? So making sure that you take care of those, relationships is important. All of those different things can span the breadth of this job, whether it be audio design or just all the way to managing a team and soft skills and budgets and projects and all that stuff.